Welcome. Today we're going to talk about sequences. You've heard of scales before, so if this is a scale, a sequence might look something like this. I took the same notes of the scale and I just did an ascending 4-note sequence, like this. Then, instead of continuing on up the scale, I started on the second note of the scale and continued up 4 from there, like this. Then, starting on the third note, continuing on. So every time you start a new group of 4 notes, you start on one pitch higher. So the first group will look like this. Then the next one. Then the next one. So on and so forth. And they're great to practice for a number of reasons. First of all, it gets your alternate picking very strict and in time with groups of 4 notes, which a lot of phrases have 4 notes in them. If you're going to play something, a phrase, I'm not really thinking about, yes, I'm thinking about the notes of the scale, but I'm not really thinking about kind of going up and down the scale. I'm thinking about little sequences too. Just to kind of throw in some variety so all of your solo ideas aren't based off of going up or down the scale. That was kind of a little bit of both, but you can kind of see it. It just generates some new ideas, and what you want to do is just practice preferably with a metronome. If we set our metronome to 90, you can set it a little lower if you want, just to get started. Here's 75. Even lower than that if you really want. Let's go to 65. It's great because it keeps you on the downbeat with your hand. Every time you count a new beat, 1, 2, 3. So you can get a lot more notes, and you're really only thinking about one note. As long as you know the scale, you're familiar with the pattern. No matter what note you start on, say you started on this note of the scale, the third, because we're in A major, so a good note to start on. Instead of just playing kind of a scale-based thing, you could play I'm kind of mixing a lot of things up, but if you just are more strict with it, those sequences can be nice. And that was a different kind of sequence. Let's talk about the every other third sequence. So basically, I'm playing in ascending thirds. I'm playing starting on the first note, and I go to the third note, come back to the second note, go up to the fourth note. So, all right. So after a while, you stop playing the scale so much, and you're playing more little bits of the scale in sequences. And it just provides for a little bit more interest, I think, in your soloing. So again, the thirds were every other. So if we start on this C sharp here, coming down, you skip this note and go straight to this note. has a certain sound to it. You get used to that. And typically you only use a little part of it. You won't use the extended. But a little part of it might be nice. I kind of threw in a lot of other things, but you could hear the sequences in there. So hopefully that helps you generate some ideas. Practice your sequences, ascending groups of fours, and ascending thirds. And after a while, when you go to play along in that key, you may be finding yourself naturally doing those sequences. And it's going to make your soloing sound a lot more interesting.